Good morning, everyone. This is Tasha. For those that don't know me, I run a free Forex trading education and signal service called Come Out of Egypt, with the purpose of just genuinely helping people understand how to navigate the markets, and providing trading signals specifically for NAS100, as that is all that I trade. And I do provide signals for both futures and Forex. So today I am going to go ahead and do a live analysis of NAS so that you all can see exactly what it is that I am looking for when I'm looking for a setup. So I've been watching the charts all week. I have not taken a trade this week just because price has been ranging for the most part. If we go and look at the daily time frame, this right here is last Friday's candle. Price sold down very, very heavily. It came down to this daily order block that we previously took buys from. And then it began to sell up. It sold, I'm sorry, it bought up, and it bought up, looks like over 500 pips. And then since then, it's just been ranging. We got a doji candle yesterday. So if I hide the drawings, you can see yesterday's candle was a doji, which basically just means there was indecision in the market. The buyers didn't win, the sellers didn't win. There's no clear trend at the moment, right? So that was yesterday's candle. Today's candle is starting off bullish. So what I'm thinking is price is um, looking for somewhere to buy up from or sell down from. Now, my only area of interest at the moment is this overlapping 8 hour and 10 hour order block that we see up here. And I will stretch this out so that you can see. So I'm currently on the 8 hour time frame. You can see the order block right there. If we go to the 10 hour time frame, then you can see it right there. So only place I'm interested in taking a trade from at the moment. And as we go through my top-down analysis, you'll see why. Okay, so I have actually have all of the steps for my top-down analysis saved as a template because I literally do the same thing every time. I'm looking for the same thing every time. Hopefully this is not too small for you all to see. If it is, I will be, reading the questions out loud as I go along. Feel free to write them down if that's what you want to do. So, and I always write down the date because I like to know when I did the analysis and then when the trade played out because sometimes it takes a few days. So today is, and actually I want to start writing down the weekday as well. Let's say Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. So the first thing that I asked myself, is where is price coming from and what did it accomplish at the most recent swing high or swing low? So, and I spend majority of my time doing my analysis on the higher time frames. And I just like to go to a time frame where things look clear, where I can see as much detail as possible while still seeing the bigger picture. So if I go to the 6 hour, I can get a pretty good visual of what's going on here. So where is price coming from? So as I said, the last major move, right? The last major swing in the market was that sell down that happened last Friday. So what did it accomplish by selling down like that as heavily as it did? What did it accomplish? Well, it took out a whole lot of sell side liquidity. Took out this low, this low, this low, and that low. And we know that liquidity rests above old highs and below old lows. So if you're not sure what liquidity is, write it down, look it up. It's basically just money in the market, right? In the form of existing orders or orders that will be placed once price gets there, because market makers, big money, they know that there are certain areas that people are looking to enter the market once price gets back to those areas. So that is liquidity. So yes, so the last major move that price made, it sold down heavily and it took out sell side liquidity. Um, so let's go ahead and write that down. And really all of these steps just help me to understand what price's current objective is so that I can know whether, my point of interest is valid or not. Okay, so where's price coming from? So price sold down heavily last Friday, taking out sell side liquidity, and we'll leave it at that. I'm going to answer where it's going next. So that's what it did, right? It sold down heavily, took out sell side liquidity, um, and I would just say um, prior to that, it created a new all-time high because this is the last all-time high that was created for NAS. All right, the next question is where is price going and what does it look like it might target before creating the next swing high or swing low? So what is price looking for? Where is it going? What is it aiming for? What is its target? Um, Me personally, I really think that it wants to target these overlapping order blocks because whenever you see a dollar sign on my chart, that just means that that is an area of liquidity. So I believe that price wants to target this 10-hour and 8-hour, or I'll just say 10-hour, this 10-hour order block, um, and use that as a place to sell down from because it's already hit this daily order block multiple times. So I do believe it's looking for a fresh place to target, and that being this 10-hour order block. And then the reason it's being drawn to that area is because there's a fair value gap here that still needs to be filled. It's price is currently filling it, but it's not completely filled. So I do believe that as it pushes up to fill this fair value gap, it will reach this area and then sell down, even if short term, I do believe it's going to give a reaction once it gets to that area. So type of our answer. Where is price going? Price is currently buying up to fill a fair value gap that was left behind during all of the selling that took place last Friday. Um, mm, mm, mm. And my next question is about liquidity, so I'll type that there. So thinking about price's current objective, is there any buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity above or below the previous day high, previous day low, previous week high, previous week low, or a fair value gap that price might be looking to sweep or target? So and actually, I'm sorry, let me go back. I don't have this step in my top-down analysis because I just know to do it every single time. So before I do my top-down analysis, the very first thing I do is I make sure that my previous week high is marked up right here. Let's go to the weekly chart. I'm sorry. I mark up my previous week high and my previous week low, which is this candle right here. And that's really just so that I can see how price is moving this week relative to what happened last week. Because if it fails to break last week's high and it trades below last week's low, then it's like, okay, price is in a short-term downtrend. If it breaks last week's high and continues to buy up, okay, so price is still in an uptrend. So it just lets me know where price is and what it's doing relative to what it did last week. So just information, just add another layer of detail to the story. Whereas when I mark up my previous day high and previous week high, or I'm sorry, previous day low, those are my premium and discount areas. So that lets me know, what areas I need to be looking to take buys from and what areas I need to be taking sell from. I only sell and premium. I only buy and discount. So if there is a bullish order block in premium, I'm not going to take that trade because I don't buy in premium. I only buy in discount. So these levels are very important. So here's my previous day high. Here's my previous day low. I feel like I hear footsteps over here. Probably one of the kids, maybe my husband. I'm not sure. So yes, so here's my previous day high. Here's my previous day low. And then here is my equilibrium level, 50% level. The daily 50% level. And then this is the weekly 50% level. So anything above this green line, even if it's beyond the previous day high, is considered premium. Anything below this green line, even if it's below the previous day low, is discount. So I can take buys anywhere down here. I can take sell anywhere up here. Okay, so let's go back to doing our top-down analysis. Now I gotta find. Lord, please don't tell me. Oh, I was about to say, sometimes this thing just disappears on me, and I thought it did, but it did not. Okay, so let's go back. All right, let's go back to the 6 hour. The price is looking pretty clear on that time frame. Okay, so thinking about price's current objective. So I'm just going to say that again, price is currently filling a fair value gap, and I believe it will target the 8 or 10 hour order block above. Because it is, because it is NFP week, I believe it will sweep last week's high before selling down, even if only temporary. Okay, so that's just kind of what I see. Does that mean it's actually going to happen? No, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to ask myself is, what is my overall directional bias? Is price currently aligned with that bias, or is it retracing? So my overall directional bias for NAS is bullish overall, right? Overall, NAS is usually spends most of its time buying up, right? If we just zoom out a little bit, we can see that majority of the time NAS is buying up. But it is currently, as far as I can see, it is currently I don't want to say it's in a downtrend, but I won't say it's in a temporary downtrend, but I do believe because it broke this low, it broke that low, it broke that low, it broke that low. It is in a place where if it reaches a higher time frame bearish order block like this, it's very much going to respect that. Now, if price had just come here, let me see if I can find the pathway tool. Where are you, pathway tool? Let me see. Where's my favorites? Here we go. Okay. All right. So if price had just come, maybe down here and didn't break this low, just sold down here and then continued up, then the uptrend, we'd still be in an uptrend for sure. But because it broke so many lows, not just one, but how many lows did it break? 1, 2, 3, 4. To me, that says we're in a temporary downtrend. Okay. So overall directional bias for NAS is bullish, but I do believe that for the time being, we're in a downtrend. Now, yes, it has been buying up all week. I don't disagree with that. But again, I believe it's buying up to reach this area, because how else is it going to get there? Right? Okay, so overall directional bias. Let's see. Okay, my overall directional bias is bullish. However, price broke. How many lows did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4. Broke 4 previous lows when it sold down. So I do believe we are in a short-term downtrend. Okay, I'll say it like that. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask myself is, are the 4 hour, 1 hour, are the daily 4 hour and 1 hour time frames aligned? Because I do want to see multiple higher time frame alignment to confirm what it is that I'm seeing. So we go to the daily. Price is bullish. If we go to the 4 hour, let's see, price is bullish, currently creating higher highs and higher lows. And then if we go to the 1 hour price, again, creating higher highs and higher lows. So, that would lead people to believe, okay, we're still in an uptrend. Why are you looking to sell? But again, because price broke all of these lows, I'm just led to believe that it's going to respect that area when it gets there. So I just have a hard time believing that it's going to just push right past that like it's nothing. But I could be wrong. I'm not here to predict. I'm here to react. Okay. But that's just where I currently am. So let's see. Yes, all three time frames are bullish, and I believe price is buying up to reach the higher time frame bearish over above. Because again, how else is price going to reach that order block without buying up? So, okay, which one is price currently in, premium or discount? So price again, like I said, this green horizontal line is my 50% level. Anything above it is premium, anything below it is discount. Okay, so price is currently in premium, which lets me know that I can go ahead and look to take a sell from there. If that order block was in discount, I'd have to pass on that. Mark up all of your higher time frame and lower time frame order blocks that will serve as your point of interest. So again, this is the only area I'm interested in at the moment. I've seen little order blocks here and there, but I'll actually go through because you never know. So right now, like, you know, um, let's see. Let's see what we see. Okay. Because even if I don't take a trade from, like, for example, price is buying up, right? But because my overall short-term bias is bearish, even though it's buying up, and I might see valid buy opportunities, for me, that's going against the trend because in my mind, price is in a short-term downtrend, and going against the trend goes against my trading plan. But I do like to be aware of just order blocks in different directions so that I can understand what price is doing and why it's doing it. So let's just see. We're just gonna run through all of these and see. Let's see. Let's see if we see anything. And if I see anything, I will let you all know. I'm just looking. I will also let you all know what I consider a valid order block and what I do not consider a valid order block. Let's see. I don't see anything yet. I see something that has the potential to be an order block, but we'll see. Okay, so this is the 2 hour. So like I see this right here, right? How many more minutes? Well, we still have another 2 hours before this candle closes, but it looks like it could close bullish. Okay, so like this right here, right? But again, this is in premium. I don't buy in premium, so definitely wouldn't take this trade, but I'm still gonna mark it out, just so that I'm aware that it's there. So this could end up being a 2 hour order block, but this candle right here, would have to close above this high for me to consider it valid. And again, it's not because I want to take a trade from it. It's just because in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, so price will probably use that to continue to push it towards this area, right? Because price does have to pull back and look for areas to kind of bounce from as it goes in its intended direction. So this could be 2 hour order block, but this candle just began forming 10 minutes ago. So who knows how it will close. But if the body of this candle closes above these wicks, then that would be a 2 hour order block. So just gonna keep that in mind. Um, have another one, but see, okay. What is this? A 1 hour? And it looks like this right here. I don't like it though. Let me see. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't like it. Let me see. I'm like, I don't like it. Um, yeah, and the thing for me is, I don't, I mean, like I said, I'm not taking this trade regardless, but I don't trade order blocks that are in the middle of a swing. So for example, like this right here, this order block right here is right in the middle of this push up. I like to trade order blocks that are at the swing high or the swing low, not in the middle, because in the middle, you just increase your chances of getting caught up in a liquidity sweep. So I'm good. But again, price could still very much respect that area, even if it only temporarily bounces from it before continuing to go up. So we'll just keep it marked up. And that's really all I see. I was gonna say I see this 1 hour right here, and it looks like it's already tapped. Actually, yeah. So actually, let's go ahead and refine this. So this is actually a 1 hour order block. Um, because it's at a support level, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But because this order block is at a support level, this is actually a 1 hour, not a 2 hour. And then so we have, and it looks like price has already come down and tapped that area. So what I'm thinking that it could do, and let me just make sure this is a 1 hour as well and not and actually, since this has already been tapped, let's get rid of it. But let's see if, nope, it's not a 30 minutes. So we'll mark it as a 1 hour, even though it's not at a support level, but we'll mark it up, and we'll see what happens when price gets there. So yeah, so I've done that, but again, this is not a point of interest for me. It's not somewhere that I'm willing to take a trade from. It's just an area for me to be mindful of. If I see price beginning to pull back, I'll be like, okay, it's probably going down to tap that 1 hour order block before it continues to buy up. Just help you to understand the market's movement, because the market is very intentional, right? It's very intentional about its movements and what it does. Just doesn't pull back for fun. It pulls back for a reason. Okay, so all right, so my only POI at the moment are the 8/10 hour bearish OB about. That's it. It's the only place I'm interested in taking a trade from. Refine your order block on the lower time frame. So I couldn't refine it beyond 8 hours, so I'll just leave it there. Now we're going to mark up our golden zone. And I would say my golden zone is not as strong for sells as it is for buys, but I still like to be mindful of where that area is, because sometimes price will still react to it before selling down. And for sales in particular, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll be like golden zone my behind, and push right through it like it's not there. Whereas for buys, it's more accurate. Let me see. Uh Golden zone sells. Okay. So for sales, my golden zone is the 618 to 786 levels. So we'll just see. See, price is already pushing up through it. Like, irrelevant. This means nothing to me. So we will see. And because we have two overlapping order blocks, I'm just curious to see where the 10-hour order block's golden zone is. And I did that wrong. Sorry. Let's try it again. So we're going to measure from top to bottom for bearish candle. Okay. It's only slightly higher, but why is Yeah, I'm not gonna keep this on my chart. I'll just let you all see it, but I can't do too much clutter on my chart because then I can't see what I need to be looking at. But there it is. That's what it looks like. So this lower box is the golden zone for the 8 hour, upper box is the golden zone for the 10 hour. But because they're, overlapping one another, it's not necessary to keep both. I'm gonna remove that one. So I will just mark this as done, along with the previous step because we did that. And then starting from the daily, okay. So at this point, I would be looking for rejection blocks because sometimes that's a good place to set your take profit. But in this case, because um um just because you never know how much price is going to sell down, because we're not in a confirmed short-term downtrend. Like I do strongly believe that price is going to respect this area just because it's not a 15-minute bearish order block, it's not a 30-minute, it's a 10-hour. I just would be surprised, I guess, if price pushed right past through it. But price can do whatever it wants to do. But because the circumstances are what they are, I honestly would just target 200 pips at the very most. At the very most. And I'm going to go ahead and set my entry at the bottom of the 10-hour order block. Oops, is this the wrong? I got the wrong position sizing tool. Okay. I'm going to set my entry at the bottom of the 10-hour order block just because I have noticed that price likes to, especially when it comes to sales on NAS, price does, like, if there's more than one order block in an area, price does like to reach up to tap the uppermost one, even if it just wicks it before going your way. So I'm going to put my entry there. Stop loss, let's do 60 pips. And then my take profit, let's see what 200 looks like. Let's see what it looks like on the chart. See if it makes sense. Oh yes, very conservative. A 200 pip take profit is super conservative. Price will probably push down more than that, but I just want to be on the safe side. Okay, so I'm gonna go for 200. That gives me a risk to reward of 1 to 3.33. I'll take it. Could probably do more, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so I have set my TP at 200 pip. And the reason for that is just because I've been trading NAS for so long. I kind of have an idea. I won't say I know. I kind of have an idea of how far certain order blocks will push price. I really do think this move could go further than that. But again, I just want to be on the safe side. Okay. So what are my confluences for entering this trade? Confluences. Confluences are confirmation that you're looking at a valid setup. You want to have a few. You want to have multiple confluences. You don't want to just have one good reason for getting to a trade. You want to have multiple reasons for why you think that trade is valid. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is confirm that the order blocks I'm looking at are indeed valid. Okay. So what is a valid order block? So first off, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yes. Okay, so the first thing that lets me know that an order block is valid is that it is at support or resistance. So we're on the 10-hour, and you can also see the 8-hour. Okay. So would you say that these order blocks are at resistance in this case, right? Resistance being the ceiling. We know that support is the floor. Is it at resistance? I'd say so, because price has rejected at this level several times, 2 times clearly, but yes, it's tried to break through that area 2 times without success. That is an area of resistance. Okay. The second thing is in this case, the bullish candle, is it succeeded by a bearish candle. that is at least 2 times its size, at least. If it's more than 2 times its size, even better. But in this case, it has to be at least 2 times its size. Okay, so we're looking at in the case of the 10-hour, and I'm not going to measure both of them because we know that in the case of the 8-hour, that imbalanced candle is actually even bigger. And I'm looking at the body, I'm not looking at the wicks, but the body of the bullish candle, we use our measuring tool, we can see that it measures 33 pips, whereas the body of the bearish candle measures at 637 pips. So what is that? Somebody want to do math? Is that like what, 20 times size? 20, right? 20 times 30 is about 600, right? I'm not tripping. I don't know. No, I feel like it's 6,020. Okay, let's just do 600 divided by 30. Okay, yes, 20 times. Okay, so my requirement is at least 2 times. That candle is 20 times the size of the bullish candle. So check that box. Okay, it's at support and resistance. It's succeeded by an imbalanced candle at least 2 times the size. Thirdly, it needs to cause a break of structure and a higher high or a lower low on the time frame that it was identified on. So we're looking at the 10-hour block. So on the 10-hour time frame, did this order block create a break of structure? I don't care if it created one on the 1 hour, the 2 hour, 3 hour. I don't care about all that. I'm looking at the 10-hour. This is a 10-hour order block. So on the 10-hour time frame, I want to see. Oh, I gotta take my daughter to school. I gotta hurry up. I want to see that this order block caused a break of structure. We went through that already, and we saw that it broke this low, this low, this low, that low. Usually, I just need an order block to break one. In the case of sales, just one low. All you gotta do is break one low, close below it with a candle body, and you're valid. So the fact that this thing broke through 4 with the candle body, valid. Okay, valid, 100% in my opinion. So we know that this is a valid order block. Okay, so we're gonna put yes next to that. I really have to wrap this up. Secondly, price has to be on discount for buys, premium for sells. We've already determined that because this order block is above this green line, price is in premium. Check. Okay, so we're going to put yes next to that. And thirdly, price is trending and you are trading with the overall trend. Again, price is in a short-term downtrend. Yes, it's been buying up all week, but I've said it again. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I believe price is buying up to reach those order blocks so that it can sell down again, even if only short-term. And what will happen after that, we'll see. I'm not sure. But we'll see, right? So yes. Okay, so here we go. As far as entry goes, right? I do believe that price is going to do a stop hunt. Possibly. There's a good chance, there's a possibility that price will do a stop hunt before it sells down. So for that reason, I will not be using a pending order. Sometimes I use pending orders to get into my trades. Will not be doing that in this case. I will be waiting for that stop hunt to occur, or for price to give me a bullish, I'm sorry, in this case, a bearish engulfing candle to let me know, hey, it's ready to go. And then I'll get in. But until I see either of those things, I'm not getting into the trade. So that's what I'm gonna do. So yes, so if you're interested in taking this trade, you want to set your entry at the bottom of the 10-hour order block. You want to use a 60 pip stop loss and a 200 pip take profit. Okay. And again, I don't recommend using pending order for this because price is likely going to do something like this. Gonna sell up, probably gonna sweep last week's high, and then sell down. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I would just say don't use pending order. Wait until a stop hunt occurs or you see a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern on the 5-minute or the 15-minute with the candle close before getting in. Okay, so that is my analysis for this setup. I really hope that help you all, see the market a little more clearly and help you all understand the logic behind this trade setup. So wishing you all a blessed day, and the link for my Signal group will be shared in the coming weeks. So stay tuned. Bye, guys.